Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, all of you.
Good evening.
Evening.
Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Okay. So yesterday I gave one question, right? Did you people try this? And any of you got the answer? If you have tried, please
Yes,
let me know. Okay. So what is the answer?
I'm C.
Okay. C. So yes, C is the correct answer. So I will explain for those not yet tried. So here, can please someone can read this question?
A 67-year-old male presents with DJD and spondylolisthesis at L4 to L5. The patient is placed prone on the operating table, and after the induction of general anesthesia, the lower back is sterilely prepped and draped. One incision was made over L1 to L5. This was confirmed with a probe under fluoroscopy. Laminectomies are done at vertebral segments L4 and L5 with fascectomies to relieve pressure to the nerve roots. Allograft was packed in the gutters from L1 to L5 for a posterior arthrodesis. Pedicle screws were placed at L2, L3, and L4. The construct was copiously irrigated and muscle, fascia, and skin were closed in layers. Select the procedure codes for the scenario.
Thank you. So here, as you can see, the first thing in the hierarchy, what we have discussed, the first procedure is all about decompression. Okay. So on decompression, they have performed laminectomies. Okay, are done at a vertebral segment to L4 and L5 with the fascectomies. So which location is it? Is it lumbar location? Okay, on a lumbar they are performing laminectomies, and to relieve the pressure nerve root, allograft was packed in a gutter from L1 to L5 for the posterior arthrodesis. So in the second stage of procedure, they have performed arthrodesis, but what type they have performed?
Posterior.
Posterior. Okay, posterior arthrodesis they have performed. And after that, they have used pedicle screws were placed at L2, L3, L4. Okay, L3, L2, L3, L4. So what kind of spinal instrumentation is this?
Screw.
Is it a segmental or non-segmental?
Segmental.
It's a segmental instrumentation. Okay, so all the three procedure we have here, and there is no info about the actual bone graft. So whatever the procedure they have performed, up to that we have to code it. So in the options anyway, they have not given the modifier, but if you want to give modifier, where you will give modifier and which modifier you will give?
For arthrodesis. 51 modifier.
For this CPT, you need to give 51 modifier. Okay, so now I'll show the codes. So you can just see one by one. So the first procedure, we will check for the decompression, that is laminectomies. So option C is correct as I mentioned. So I'll show the code description. You can just see. So you can see here decompression and laminectomy, fascectomy or foraminectomy. So 63045 is for cervical region, 46 is for thoracic, and 63047 is for lumbar region. Okay, so in our question, what is the location? The region is lumbar. So 63407 is correct or not?
Yes.
63407 is correct because it is for lumbar region. Next, we have an add-on code 63048. It says each additional vertebral segment, it includes all the location, okay, thoracic or lumbar. So anyway, we have lumbar and we have an extra interspace or a segment. So we are going to use 6348 as well. Okay, so you can see 63047 for the first segment, and for the additional segment we are going to utilize 63048 as an add-on code. So we are done with the decompression. So next procedure is orthodesis, and as I mentioned, orthodesis, the procedure is posterior orthodesis. So in the orthodesis, the coding points are: the first you need to identify what kind of approach being used, anterior orthodesis or posterior orthodesis. So we have to check that posterior orthodesis. So for posterior orthodesis, if you see, okay, orthodesis, posterior technique. And again, what is the location? Location is lumbar. Okay. So 22612 is correct, and it covers the single segment. And with that, we have an add-on code 22614. It says each additional interspace. So totally, how many interspace we have between L1 to L5?
4.
4. Okay, so you can see they have performed posterior orthodesis to L1 to L5, and they have they have made an hyphen between them. Then you should consider L1 and L2 one interspace, and L3 to L4 one interspace. So totally, as I mentioned, L1 to L5 you will be getting 4 interspace. So for 4 interspace, how are you going to code? You will code first primary code, and with that you are also going to utilize an add-on code, that is 22614, with how many units? 3 units.
3.
Correct. So 3 they have given here. And lastly, what is the last procedure? It is pedicle screws were placed. So it's a segmental spinal instrumentation. So you can see this particular code 22842. So segmental spinal instrumentation, under that 22842. Posterior segmental instrumentation with pedicle fixation. Dual rods with the multiple hooks. And the main thing here, we got pedicle fixation. So you have to code 22842 for this final segmental spinal instrumentation using pedicle screws. So we have the code 22842. Okay. So hence option C is correct. So if you have tried, then it's a very good thing. But if you have not yet tried, at least today, you can just go and check the codes and the code description. Okay, and here you can see male present with the DJD. This is like degenerative joint disease. Okay, and also spondylolithiasis. So this is again, the condition where what to say, one vertebra will be sitting on another vertebra. Okay, so that will be considered as spondylolithiasis. So
Can I ask one question, please?
Yes.
Can you repeat 22614? What was that for?
22614 is for additional interspace.
Additional interspace.
Yes.
And 22612?
It's for the initial interspace.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Excuse me, ma'am, in this 22848, it is given in all the options, so we can go with that only. But even if it is given like 22840, so how can we differentiate between segmental and non-segmental implantation of the instrument? Is
Segmental,
there any
see,
keyword?
segmental means they have to, they are placing the thing L2, L3, L4. See, after L2, what you will get?
Fine. So
L3,
they
no?
will clearly mention it like L2, L3, and L4.
So if they are inserting for all the vertebra, you should consider it's a segmental. But if they would have mentioned like they have inserted screws to L1 and L5 only, and in middle they have not inserted, then it would be non-segmental.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So clear now, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So then today's class, I am not discussing respiratory and cardiovascular. Instead,